Have you ever felt stuck, or maybe you feel stuck in your life, or just generally unhappy with life? You have like moments of goodness, but like the underlying or background is unhappiness, or maybe you're just restless in your life. Hey, welcome to the channel. I'm Casey. We're talking about living our best life, about raising our consciousness, and about healing and moving on from the past, breaking these limiting beliefs and patterns that we're stuck in. So if that interests you, please subscribe to the channel. So let's talk about why, when nothing is wrong, like in our external world, how we can still be in these different categories: stuck, unhappy, or restless, even when nothing's wrong in our life. Here's the thing: when all of our needs are met, we have this intrinsic desire inside of us for more. It's something that's built into our DNA, that we have this hunger to strive for more, to evolve, to create. And so when nothing is wrong and we're just at homeostasis, all of our needs are met, the bills are paid, you have food, you have everything you need, we still have this restlessness. We still feel kind of stuck. We can still be unhappy, even though we're not. It's because that we're out of survival mode. Okay, when we're in survival mode, we actually have purpose. Okay, once we get out of survival mode and we're okay with life and we have all our needs met, we have this deep down drive for more evolution. And that's where purpose comes in. That's where serving other people comes in. That's where putting all our qualities of ourselves to work in the world. That's where we get out of these patterns. So if this is you, where nothing's wrong, but you're feeling stuck, unhappy, or restless, then I encourage you to start creating. You can start with a journal. You can start with creating videos. You can do artwork. You can join a class. You can volunteer. You can do a lot of things, but just start taking action. The thing that you take action on doesn't have to be permanent. Really, nothing's permanent in life. We're just experimenting with life. So if you find yourself in these categories, then start doing some things in the world, and we'll talk more about that in a moment. So external stability, this kind of goes along with the first one. External stability, but having internal misalignment. So external stability, so you have a job that creates income for you, and you're doing the work and you're paying your bills, but it's just kind of empty. You're just kind of going through the motions on a daily basis. It doesn't really fulfill you at all. That can lead to being stuck, unhappy, and restless as well. So this internal misalignment, it's not your soul's purpose, what you're doing. Okay, it's not your soul's purpose. What your soul's purpose, that when you came to this universe, when you were incarnated into your body, is different than what you're doing on a daily basis. So how do we get out of this? You start listening to your soul. Because your soul's always talking to you. Whether you're ignoring it, or you're distracting it, or you're using vice or whatever to escape it, your soul's always talking to you, and you will continue to stay in these states until you start listening to your soul. You start listening to your higher self. You start listening to God, your subconscious, whatever you want to call it, spirit, and you start getting into alignment. Maybe you're meant for music. Maybe you're meant for helping other people. Maybe you're meant for volunteering or serving somewhere. Maybe you're meant to teach people. something inside of you is misaligned. And in order to find that, we got to get quiet. We got to get still. We got to start listening to our intuition or growing that intuition. Intuition is a muscle, and for a lot of people, it's very atrophied because we're stuck in our heads all day. We're thinking, 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 thinking. That's your left side of your brain, always analyzing, always trying to figure things out, going, next, next, next. That's your left side of your brain. The right side of your brain is your intuition. It's your imagination. It's not really words. It's leading you, it's guiding you, it's giving you messages that you need. That's the side of the brain that is going to bring you back into alignment. This external stability is good for getting out of survival mode, but to get into passion mode, to get into fulfillment, to get into satisfaction of life, then you got to get back into alignment. All right. Distraction masks discontent until it doesn't. Okay, this last one right here. Distraction masks discontent. We can be distracted all day, running around, doing things, portraying busyness, or we could actually be busy, signing up for all kinds of things. But this discontent, it really runs back through all of these. It's that misalignment. It's not doing what you truly are made for. So in order to get through this, you got to stop the distractions. Okay, that means slowing down. That means being by yourself, getting some quiet time, doing some journaling, praying, meditating, these kind of things to get you back into alignment with who you're supposed to be, what you came here for. So these kind of states, they're not failure. They're not making you miserable for no reason. They're just signals. These are just signals. Our emotions and our states of being are signals. They're kind of like a torpedo. A torpedo has a target, and it gets off as it goes its trajectory, and it auto-corrects back to its proper trajectory, and it gets off a little bit, and then it comes back, and then it hits its target. That's the same thing with our internal guidance system. That's what it is. Our emotions, our intuition, our internal guidance system. We develop these things as we go in life. And when we find ourselves in these different states, we know we need to autocorrect. And it helps if you have a vision for the future. I always talk about that. If you have a vision for the future, take time to develop what you want in life, your ideal life. And that could change over time, because really the key to all of this is action. You must take action. You must move forward towards your goal, your dream life, whatever you want to be in life. And then as you go, you listen to these states. And if it feels right, then you're going in the right direction. And if it feels off, if it feels stuck or unhappy, it's not the right direction. Now, there might be times and states that you go through that are hard. That's not what I'm talking about. Like continuing to show up when it's difficult, like on video, like I'm doing right now. It's hard to get this going sometimes, but I know that it is going to be fruitful because I have a vision for the future. This is part of my path that I have to go through in order to get to the future that I want, or the person that I want to be. It's an evolution. This is all an evolution of yourself. So take action, and then you can get out of these stuck states. And I mentioned a few things that you could do. All right, we're gonna keep it short today. All right, I'm gonna leave it at that. I love you, and I'll see you in the next video.